So my MetaQuest 3S has just turned up in the post. I haven't even opened it yet. So I had to do it the old fashioned way and just order it and wait with everybody else. Like, no one sent me this. It's not a sponsored video. I paid for this with my own money. So I want to go through an unboxing first and give you my first impressions of what I think about the new MetaQuest 3S. And I'm going to compare it against the Quest 3 and the Quest 2. And at least physically see how they differ or don't. And we'll go through some of the specs as well. Let's get straight into the unboxing though. So first we're going to take these tabs off. 1, 2, and this should just magically come off. There we go. Ooh, moment of truth. Oh, that's swish. That's really compact. So the original Quest, I remember buying the original Quest, the box for that was massive. This is way smaller. So we've got the 2 Pro controllers. These are the same controllers that you get with the Quest 3. That's really cool. Inside this little bag, what's this? Okay, so we've got the charging plug. That's there. We have a spacer for the facial interface by the looks of it. And we've got the USB-C charging cable as well. Now to get this out, the headband on the top has been a little bit redesigned compared to the one that's on the Quest 3. Not hugely, but there is a difference. It should sit a bit flusher on the back of your head. Looking at the facial interface, that doesn't feel too bad at the moment. We'll put it on in a minute. And of course on the front, you've got the 3 spider eyes. I don't know what else to call it. You've got 2 cameras on the front and you have an infrared beam thing as well. So that basically means you have to use this in lower light than the Quest 3, which is actually pretty cool. Underneath here, you've got the volume up and down. You've got the button for switching between pass-through and normal mode on a VR headset, so sort of mixed reality versus full immersion. You've got 2 cameras on either side at the bottom here. Those 2 dots there, I'm assuming are for the mic. You've got the on-off button here. On the left side, you've got the USB-C port. You can use that for charging the headset, plugging in a battery pack or battery head strap, or plugging in a dongle for a wireless pair of earbuds. On the right, you'll notice there is no 3.5mm audio jack like you'd get on the Quest 2 or the Quest 3. It is deliberately not on the Quest 3S. Now, if I compare this to the Quest 3, and I'm going to get the Quest 2 up here as well. So now you've got the 3 side by side. We've got 3S in the middle, we've got 3 over there, and the Quest 2 over here. Instantly, you can kind of see that it's a kind of a hybrid between the 2 because it looks a little bit like the Quest 2, but it's also got some stuff from the Quest 3. I mean, it is the 3S, it's the 2 Plus, the 3 Lite. I mean, it's been called 1,000 different things. Let's just move that out of the way because you'll notice the arms on here aren't the same between the Quest 2 and the 3S. The arms are, however, the same between the 3S and the Quest 3. So any headband that's going to fit a Quest 3 is going to fit a Quest 3S. And they've got most of the cameras from the 3 onto the 3S. The difference is that the 3 has a depth sensor, whereas the 3S has that infrared projecting camera, which makes it better in low light. No depth sensor, but that doesn't mean you're actually missing out on any of the games. All the games that run on the 3 will run on the 3S. If I now compare that to the Quest 3, or the Quest 2 rather, because this is where some of the differences kick in. Right, so now you'll see the lens differences. So the Quest 3 has the pancake lenses. The 3S, however, takes the Fresnel lenses from the Quest 2 and puts them on the 3S. So you'll notice the same similarity between the Quest 2 and the 3S as far as the lenses are concerned, which means they do have the same restrictions. So not only do you have a smaller sweet spot for which you get to view VR, you get the chance of God rays hitting the lenses, and you've got the fixed IPD ratings, so you can only move it into 3 different spots, the distance between your 2 eyes. You've got 1, 2, 3. That's it. As opposed to the Quest 3, where it's a continuously variable sort of IPD distance. So I can change that from the smallest space in between my 2 eyes to the largest space possible, and all of the variety and all the options in between. Behind those lenses, there is a screen difference. So you've got a high resolution, 30% more pixels on the Quest 3 compared to the 3S. 3S has the same screen as the 2. Internally though, the 3S from a performance perspective is exactly the same as the Quest 3. It's got the same CPU, the same graphical performance, it's got the same amount of RAM, 8 gig on both the 3S and the 3. There's only 6 gig on the Quest 2. So by owning a 3S, you will be able to play all the games that are Quest 3 exclusive. If you've got a Quest 2, you're gonna start missing out on some games such as Batman Arkham Shadows, which has come out when the Quest 3S came out. The 3S is basically the brains of the Quest 3 with poorer eyesight, and it's a lot cheaper because the Quest 3 at the moment only comes in one model. That's the 512 gig model, and that's $499. Quest 3S starts at $299, so quite a price difference between them. And of course, not forgetting that both of these, the 3 and the 3S, have the same controller. Let's just turn this on. Let's just get this started and see what I think. It is really light though, like insanely light. All right, starting. Whilst that's starting, I'll take the tabs off the controllers. So that will put the batteries up and ready. There you come. That was easy to adjust the headset or the head strap. You just kind of pull that back. You pull that back apart and it just kind of tightens it up. Really easy to adjust. It's now taking me through a whole setup process. Right, continue setting the Meta Horizon mobile app. I'll start recording this actually, and then I'll show it to you. Right, so now I can show this to you. So now you go and pairs in your headset. You say I want to pair with the 3S. Looks for your headset. Meta Quest 3S found. Mobile device and headset are now paired. Bear your safety in mind. For your safety, follow these guidelines. Pick content that's safe for your cleared space. And again, I'm just reading this through these. That kind of shows you how good the cameras on these are. I can literally read text off my phone. That's cool. And some privacy stuff. Yeah, we know they shared. No, don't share additional data. Use the body tracking. I get that. The color pass through is such a massive step up from the black and white hazy as pass through that's on the Quest 2. It's really impressive on the 3S. It's really good. The best way I can describe it is that when it works properly, you just don't really know that you're wearing the headset. So games like Cubism, for instance, you can just sit on a couch and work on a puzzle and you don't really notice that you're wearing your headset. You just kind of treat it as though the puzzle's right in front of you. It's now all set up. I'm going to install some games on it. I'm going to go test it out for ages and sort of see what's good, what's not. My first initial reaction though is that the pass-through cameras on here are really good. Even just the screen resolution itself, it's okay. It's notably not as good as the resolution on the Quest 3. Anyway, I hope that's given you a bit of a sort of first glimpse of the headset, what it looks like, giving my first impressions of what I thought it's like, and I'll be back with a more in-depth review when I've had a decent amount of time to play with it. Prices for this start at $299. I will put some purchase links down below so that you can go check it out for yourself. If you want to check out some Quest 3 and 3S accessories, then be sure to check out the link somewhere up here. If you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.